What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How you guys doing? I hope everyone's having a good week. It's kind of towards the end. We're recording this on a Thursday, so hopefully you'll be watching it. I think you'll be watching it probably tomorrow, so you'll watching this on a Friday evening, or listening to this if you're going to be listening on Spotify on the audio only. If you're listening to this on a Friday. Maybe you're driving home from work. Most likely we'll be releasing this around that time anyways. So you'll be driving home from work. It's 5. So I think this should be something that we can all say was a productive time together. I don't want to waste your time. And I hope you don't want to waste mine. So without further ado, I think we should start in engaging what I would describe as a mutually beneficial exchange of information. I'm going to provide you with basically everything that's been going on around the world and in the local Boston area. If you're from the area, that's going to be useful to you. And if you're not, unfortunately, you can ignore all of that. That won't be useful to you, so that's not anything I can do about that. That's just the case, but I would recommend then you just skip forward when we get into the local news. But right now I'm going to start off with a little bit of just happy overall news that I don't think it's international, so we're not excluding anybody. It's very international, if I will say so myself. I'm not assuming, but I know that the majority of our demographic is based in the United States of America and a little bit in the United Kingdom. There is a small portion also based in India, which is where this event is taking place. This famous Indian wedding that's going down. Obviously, you've maybe heard about it, maybe you've seen videos about it. There are a few videos that I personally like that we'll play in a little bit, but I'll give you a little bit of a rundown first. Basically, there was one video of all of these Indian celebrities on a bus, and they're all forced to ride this like coach bus looking thing. And then the bride and grooms, they're just a wealthy family, not necessarily celebrities. I guess it's a little different there than here, where like celebrities are still kind of balling, because I also saw the celebrities' cars there. And they looked kind of mid, while the bride and groom's friends were pulling up in like Rolls Royces and stuff. So Anand Ambani and Radhika Marhant, pre-wedding party, 1,000 guests, 14 newly erected temples, a 9-page dress code, and a 3-day extravaganza for India's richest heir and his childhood sweetheart. Wow, incredible. Okay, so I have a few videos to play, actually, so I'm going to pull them up right now. Hopefully we'll be able to smoothly transition into these videos. While I'm doing this kind of for the first time, where I'm going to be pulling stuff up at the same time. Usually I just kind of talk, and then we put the stuff in when we edit. So let's see. It is a clip, so it was here towards the beginning. No, it's not that. Huh. Yep, found it. Okay. So let me just turn the camera on like that. Yeah, no, I can switch between these two, so you can also get a little glimpse of the topics that we're going to be talking about today. But let me... Yep, so now... This is just... Alright, so yeah, we can see a little bit of this. Very beautiful stuff. That's the bride and groom right there. Yeah, this guy's been flexing with all the celebrities, obviously. He's got a ton of watches. Dripped out, obviously. He's got a different watch for different fits. I mean, they're going in. I mean, this is like a multi-day ceremony, very big. I know in India, the weddings are multi-day ceremonies usually for a lot of people, so that's not anything unique to the, you know, like elite like this guy, but still, this one's a crazy one. Out of all the weddings, this is still wild. All right, so yeah, their cars are kind of mid overall. The celebrities, that's just a point that I wanted to kind of talk, like, mention, because here's the thing. It's interesting how in America, like, it's almost, you're not surprised when you see a celebrity with a very, you know, insanely expensive car. It's very common, and you just kind of brush it off like, oh yeah, well, they're celebrities. It's kind of, that's just the normal. But in India, it seems that, like, the businessmen, the people that actually own, you know, these means of productions are the ones with the flashy things. While the celebrities, I saw the car bus, and I wish I still had it to pull it up. I just saw it on a reel. But the car bus of the celebrities was just, it was carrying the cars for them while they were on this coach bus. And it did not look that crazy. I mean, there was like a Jeep Wrangler, which is kind of cool, but it was like a base one. But the rest of them were just like older cars, and I'm not trying to roast. They're all solid cars, but I mean, the thing is, these weren't even mid-tier celebrities. These celebrities were being swarmed with paparazzi when they got out of the bus. So it's not like they were mid-tier celebrities. They were well-known celebrities, but just not, yeah, I guess they don't ball like that out there. And that's fine with me. I really could not care less, to be honest with you. Anyway, so just a little bit of local news for people here in Massachusetts. There is now going to be free college in Massachusetts, free community college for people above the age of 25 for, I think, 3 years. So it's enough to get your associate's degree, and it's not enough to get a full 4-year degree, but I mean, then you'd end up paying for 1 year. So that's still much better than it was before. I mean, hey, that's pretty good, especially if you just finished high school, then spend a few years, you know, working, you know, took some time to save up, kind of just like build yourself up financially. Then you have this kind of 3-year, you know, window where you can continue to work part-time, you know, and go to school, and you get the school at least covered for free. So, because for university also, a lot of the time you have to move somewhere else, so you'll have to cover housing. So that's good that they take that load off. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Recently, okay? Recently, there's been this sunlight study, all right? I saw this recently, and I thought that, you know, everyone should know about this. I thought that this is something that the people need to see, that this is something that has been hidden, has been not talked about. This is the big ragu here. So, I know we just talked about a wedding and some free college, but let's get serial here. All right, let's get to the big ragu. Let's get to the big wonka, to the big Sasquatch, to the big Chief Keef, to the big Sosa. Let's get to it. All right, folks. Let's really hammer down the nail, put the nail in the coffin. This is something that a lot of people have hidden from you for a very, 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 very long time. And I'm going to be here to say it and declare it and bring it to you that the sunlight study of indoor versus outdoor, the outdoor light levels are much, much, much higher. Okay, so studies show that in the outdoors, okay, the light levels were about 18,000 to 18,000 lux, while indoors they were about 100 to 150 lux. Okay, this is a huge discrepancy. This is insane. Do you see that? 100 lux inside, 11,000 lux outside. Okay, folks, do you understand what I'm saying? This is something that's going to be enough to make you sick. This is literally enough to make you sick. And in the beginning of the show, when I started on New TV, before we were on YouTube, and I have some of the clips on YouTube, we talked about the Heidi Yellen study, the Jewish doctor that came out and showed that there was a discrepancy in frequencies between cotton and linen and polyester, and how synthetic clothing was similar in frequencies to a human being that was sick, that was literally sick. So she came out and did this study and showed that cotton basically was the same frequency as a human being. It was natural. Out of the most common materials, it's the best one. And silk, I believe, and linen were the superior ones. They were like very, very good. But if you're just trying to, keep it normal, cotton is the way to go. If you're really trying to feel better, linen and silk. Linen and silk. You can look it up. Google it for yourself. If you don't believe me, Google it for yourself. Go to Google right now. Type in Heidi Yellen Jewish doctor study of frequency and fabrics. Look it up right now if you don't believe me. And that's just a fact. Going down the list, folks, another thing that I was recently informed of, by someone that I trust, someone that I know personally, so I know they're not lying to me, and I did a little bit of research, and, there's multiple layers to this thing. So, multiple layers to the pork chops debacle of 2024. So there's a lot going on with pork chops and your eggs for your omelets. So listen up. I know a lot of people have had a serious issue with being able to afford their groceries. This is a serious issue. And I know this is a serious issue because people have mentioned it, real people. And so I don't care actually what I came to on the internet, but I already believe them. But I wanted to do some research. And so first, when you look at it, there are studies that say from CNBC, there are studies that say that pork belly prices have gone up by 100%. Now, to the consumer, I don't think they have. So that one was for the producer end. But eggs have gone up 130%. According to Time.com and the Bureau, Time.com wrote this article, but the statistic came from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS. Oh, so you thought I would come with fake facts? No, I came with the most real facts in the game. So actually, eggs are up 138%. according to the most recent study. Now, I can pull this up for you, okay, ladies and gentlemen? I'm not making this up, okay? This is according to Time. Heidi Leggett, a mother of 5 boys in Southwest Virginia, has seen her family's monthly spending on groceries increase from $2,200 to $3,000 in recent months. Like many across the U.S., her family is buying less and being more frugal with meals. So, okay, and here's the thing. Here's the real thing. Now, here's the real thing, ladies and gentlemen. Even when we're looking at this, and I'll pull the statistic back up in a second where it actually says the 138%, there's a lot of manipulation going on, because as the prices are rising, what else is going on? Oh, well, we can just change the quantity, and we can change what it's described as, and we can change the servings, and we can change how it's distributed. So basically, they can kind of, like, if they reduce the amount of food per serving that they're selling, and then they start pricing it for less, they can price it out differently. And I know it's per pound in a lot of cases. When they're measuring it, it's per pound. But then there's a lot of other foods that are highly processed foods, genetically engineered foods. And basically, what I was hearing, what someone was telling me, a personal source in the food industry, cannot say exactly where they work, but I actually did some inside investigator type stuff, called some local butcheries. I called some local butcheries and I did some digging. And the thing is, there's a lot of loopholes of what they can do, and they can price it, they can increase it gradually. They change the times that when they increase it, so it falls into like the previous year, so then per year it doesn't look as bad. There's a lot of things that they do. And so when we're saying 138%, that's what we figured out. There's probably a lot of hidden costs in how your food has gone up in value. Because for the other things that's not meat, they can do it they do it their own way. They can package it their own way. They can price it their own way. I mean, it doesn't have to be per pound, for snacks, for other drinks, for other kind of stuff, for frozen foods. They can put a lot less in a package and sell it off as the same as what it was, and people are still fine with it. They're still okay with it. And they can even actually say that they reduce the price. So hear me out. There can be a frozen, like a Lunchables container, right? Say it costs $5. They can completely reduce the amount of food inside of it and cut the cost by 50%. And then reduce the price for the consumers, for us, by 25%. And say that, Lunchables are actually cheaper in the supermarket this year, even though they're making more money still. And they reduce the amount of Lunchables you're getting. Bam, bam, bam. And this is a perfect. And this is a perfect segue for me for the next part of this. The Kellogg CEO literally said on live television when he was being asked about the rising food prices, the Kellogg CEO quite literally said, well, it's good that, for us, it's good that the food prices are rising because, we can just have people eat cereal for dinner. And that's a good thing. He said it as if this is a good thing, that people are now going to turn to cereal for dinner as an option. And so this is a good thing. He's really happy about this. And he's really, really enjoying himself. And he doesn't see it as a problem that Americans are basically forced to buy cereal and eat cereal for dinner, as if that's a healthy option. And he finds nothing wrong with that at all. He just thinks that that's totally fine. And no one's going to say anything. The interviewer doesn't even really question it. He doesn't really even say anything. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Here we go. The CEO of Kellogg says that he's happy about it. Suggest cereal for dinner to save money. Let's take a look at this clip. Let's take a look at it now.
So we've been reporting for months about how the price of food is more expensive than ever. Really, all you have to do is go to the grocery store and you know, right? As we mentioned last week, it's been 30 years since food accounted for as much of Americans' income as it does right now. Well, the CEO of Kellogg's was asked about all of this, or at least some of it. He was talking after his earnings call about a week or so ago, and he talked about a traditional. Watch.
The cereal category has always been quite affordable, and it tends to be a great destination when consumers are under
just chilling
pressure.
in like Florida or something.
Some of the things that we're doing is first messaging. We got to reach the consumer where they are. So we're advertising about cereal for dinner. If you think about the cost of cereal,
they're advertising
versus
for
what they might otherwise do, that's going to be much more affordable.
That's going to be much more affordable, and he got some backlash.
Yeah, no, obviously, he got some backlash. Obviously, he got some backlash. That's awful. That's awful. That's absolutely awful. It's just awful. It really is. And it's smug of him. Like, how dare he suggest to hardworking Americans that we should just go eat cereal for dinner? That's crazy. Is it Kellogg's Frosted Flakes? I know I'm not getting no Frosted Flakes no more. Their commercials were kind of good, but I ain't getting those no more. Absolutely ridiculous. So, just to get right into the next topic, it all segues together. This episode has so much knowledge, has so much facts, has so much for you to become aware of everything going on. I'm just going to solve it all and give you the big ragu all wrapped up in one episode. This all connects. So if you stay with me, this all connects. These are all tidbits. These are all bricks. And the building is going to be magnificent. It's going to be magnificent, folks. So good day and good night. We're going in, ladies and gentlemen. So what I've got to tell you this episode is it's all going to tie in together to give you the answers and the key to life. It's going to give you everything. It's going to give you all the conspiracies revealed into one. It's going to give you the big ragu. It's going to give you all the news compiled into one big wonton for you to digest with your soy sauce. So, now, as you see that the food prices are rising by 100%, eggs are up 138%. Yes. And now we're going to take a look at a little study from a little university by the name of Harvard University. All right. So, and later we have a JFK speech about health and fitness, from that era. But we have a little study from Harvard University that's basically saying that obesity was 40% of the United States in 2016. And it's now saying that, 2/3 of Americans are either overweight or obese, and 1/3 are fully obese, which is insane. And basically, people were a lot healthier back in the day, and JFK had this thing where he had like this fitness test that was going on like in California, and basically there was these videos that I'm going to show soon that were showing that people were much, much healthier back then than they are now. And we're only getting unhealthier and unhealthier. And so this all ties in together, folks. So stay with me because this all ties in together. Okay. And if you like this kind of stuff, head on down to readyuniverse.com, because readyuniverse.com, like this t-shirt here, Common Sense, is one of the greatest merch suppliers in the world. So if you want one of these shirts for free, we're going to be doing a giveaway in the next few days on @innercirclenews.com. Okay. @innercircle.news on Instagram, theinnercircle.blog on the internet. @innercircle.news, we already gave away a Stanley Cup, but if you want one of these Inner Circle News t-shirts or Ready Universe tees, follow us and stay tuned. Site-wide, readyuniverse.com, code 25 for 25% off. Just the number 25 at checkout, and you get 25% off. All comfort color t-shirts, so they're all very, very, very high quality. Ready Universe t-shirts, very own collaboration. Ready Universe, Inner Circle t-shirt now available. Okay, so go get them. Inner Circle t-shirts, they're available now. We're just gonna go full cam here. And so we have so much to cover and so little time. Okay. So as you see that the food prices are rising, the food quality is down. 79% of food, Consumer Report found that 79% of food contained BPA plastic. So the quality is down, the price is up. Ridiculous stuff. It's ridiculous. And I'm going to be throwing some facts out for you, and you're going to have to just take them all in, because 90% of illnesses and diseases are stress related. Oh, okay. And this is according to NASD online. Look up how many medical related issues stem from stress. And in the US specifically, get this, 50% of workers reported feeling stressed at their jobs on a daily. That's according to CNBC.com. That's mainstream news. Vineyard Vines, the clothing company, is also having a major comeback, as we have seen from a lot of people on Reddit and on the internet and on blogs. The farmers' protest in Europe. This is great news. The farmers' protest in Europe is showing some great signs, because the EU is now bowing down a little bit. The European Commission and this lady that's like the head of it, and this is the most out of touch knowledge, but I'm giving you the lowdown. All these countries that were having a protest in Europe, Spain, France, Germany, Poland, India, all these countries that were having farmers protests in Europe now they said that they are not going to be increasing these fees for farmers, which is great news. This is incredible news. This is exactly what we wanted. So, and I think it's still going on in the other countries. It is, but this is a great step forward. So, on average, people spend 200 days looking for stuff in their life. Okay, the number of people saying they are constantly looking for things is going up. I think our country is becoming stupider and stupider because we keep losing things. We all have ADHD. There's an Adderall shortage. We're idiots. These other countries are crushing us, and all the coders that are coming in the US are either coming from India or China. It's just insane, and we're so dumb. Like, these other countries are a lot smarter than us these days. India, for example, has a lot of my friends who are Indian have incredible jobs, and it's insane how many Americans I know who don't have a great job. It's insane. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on. We're a little dumb. And Europe, also, people are coming in from there that are getting good jobs. And I'm not saying like, hey, they're taking our jobs, but like, hey, maybe we should learn from them. What are they doing that we're not doing? But yeah, we're losing stuff. We're forgetful, I guess. Now, as the new studies are saying, 200 days looking for stuff is wild. Wired earbuds are 100% better than wireless ones. If you think that wired earphones are lame because they're cheaper, you're an idiot. Wired earphones, especially the Apple ones, are 10 times better than AirPods. All right? And I'm going to tell you why. Now listen up. You don't even know. You don't even know, my dude. This is why. Okay? Wired earphones for the iPhone never run out of battery. You never lose them because they're not two little tiny pods that just go into each ear. They're actually connected. They plug into your phone. They're always charged. It's beautiful. They're always charged. That's the biggest thing for me. The AirPods, you always have to charge them, and you always lose them. I've never lost a wired earphone. I've never, ever lost a wired AirPod or earbud, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I've never lost it. They last longer in the end. That's just a fact. A little bit of local New England news, especially in Massachusetts. The CVS's here are now selling, not prescribing. So you got that right. Selling, not prescribing, abortion pills. CVS is now selling abortion pills. That's right. And our blog that I posted in the Massachusetts Reddit, which maybe we'll put on the screen, maybe we won't, got a lot of attention. And a lot of people, when we looked at the feedback, a lot of people are in support of it. A lot of people are very happy about it. And that's just the experiment. And that was the consensus. That was the reaction. And that's my report back to you, is that most people are actually satisfied. Most Massachusetts residents are very happy. So because CVS obviously caught some flack from the internet and around the world, but in Massachusetts and in the area where they're going to be selling it, people do not seem that pissed off. They actually seem heavily in support of it. They seem like they're excited. They seem relieved. And it seems like this is going to be a much easier option for people who maybe don't have health care or maybe don't have access to a doctor or the cost of a traditional abortion. So I don't know if it's a right or a wrong thing to do, but they're doing it and we can't stop it. It's happening. And what I'm reporting is the consensus is people are pleased with it. That's just is a fact. And so now I'm going to pull up something that I hope you guys don't laugh at. I hope you guys don't laugh at this, because I can see that you guys might laugh at this, but guys, in Glasgow, leave this stuff to Hollywood. Leave this stuff to us. Basically, Willy Wonka's A Chocolate Experience, held in Glasgow last weekend, featured vivid images of a sweetie-themed fantasy world. Wow! Now let's take a look at these images. Holy shit, that looks like a fucking freak show. This looks like a freak show. Glasgow. Where the hell is Glasgow? Germany? I don't even know. Sweden? I think it's Sweden, right? Sweden or Denmark, or where is Glasgow? I'm going to sound like an idiot, but where is Glasgow? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, this looks terrifying and horrible, and quite frankly, terrible. Yeah, no, I don't know how anyone would go to this, but yeah, leave it to us. Leave it to Hollywood. Leave it to the people. Where is Glasgow? Scotland. None of my guesses were correct. Incredible. Not a single guess was right. Incredible. I'm an idiot. What can I say? So that was just terrible. And I think they really, really, really should just not do experiences like that. We make those, like one of those a day in Hollywood, in America. You know, we genuinely build one of those as a set every single day and then tear it down. Illegal immigrants arriving on boat in San Diego. They're coming to Boston. There's going to be a migrant shelter in Boston. There's one, they shut down the Roxbury Community Center to build a migrant shelter. And now they're shutting down an office in Seaport. But I believe that this is the governor. There's Governor Maura Healey. I saw multiple stories covering this. So I believe Maura Healey, it seems, is basically getting a lot of flack for what she did to the Roxbury Community Center. And so now she's trying to even it out and do something to the Seaport Community Center. And so it's kind of, or a Seaport office building, sorry. So it's kind of like, but to Seaport, their corporate office building is kind of like a community center to them. That's kind of like a community center in the ultra-rich neighborhood of Seaport, is this corporate office. That's their equivalent of a community center. So they took it away from the people in Seaport to kind of just even the playing field, which is a good move. I guess that's fair, but it should have been done immediately. Like, it should have been both at the same time, not let's start with the Roxbury one and see how that goes. And, you know, if people don't cause us think about it, you know, we won't do anything. And if people get really mad, you know, we'll do something in somewhere nice to even it out. I don't think that that's how it should have been carried out. But in the end result, it's fair and square and whatever. I guess immigrants for everybody. And nothing against immigrants. Like, listen, I got nothing against immigrants. My parents are immigrants. But this is wild. Arriving on the boat, that's wild. Never did I think that I would see this in my city, but yeah, I don't know what we're going to do because the crime is going up. It just is. I just saw it. I was in Boston the same day, and in downtown, I was at, I believe I was at, not Tate. Yeah, I think I was at Tate, or some shit. I was at some cafe in downtown, right near the Moxie Hotel. Now there was a whole commotion going on. I didn't know what happened. Now I just read today, 2 people were shot. It's getting crazy. I don't know if that's immigrant. I'm not saying that's immigrant related, but listen, crime is going up everywhere, and sooner or later it's gonna spill out into the nice areas, and by then it might be too late for people in the nice areas to actually be able to do anything about it. So it's like, yeah, the people that have the power to change things and to really actually change things, they care when it goes to their front yard. But the problem is that by the time it gets to their front yard, it's probably too late for the rest of us and for everybody. For them too. It's too late for everybody by then. So when are people going to make when is it going to be changed? I don't see how it's going to be solved. That's just the problem. Where does it get solved? Where's the solution? So Dune, I saw the Dune movie recently. That is true. That is correct. I did see the Dune movie recently. I did see the Dune movie recently. That is very, very, very true. The review is also on the innercircle.blog. So go check it out. Dune 2 review. I thought that it could have been longer. I thought that the ending was a little bit confusing. I thought that the side characters were really good. Singar was cool. Yeah, it was a good movie overall. I thought it was better than the first one for sure. And honestly, though, overall, I feel like movies in general are getting a little less. How can I say this without sounding offensive or like as if I could do any better? I can't. But something about the movies these days looks a little digitized, if you will. You know what I mean? They look a little fabricated. They look a little bit not that I'm saying they don't look real. They definitely look real. The graphics have definitely gotten better. Special effects have definitely gotten better. But, correct me if I'm wrong. But it seems to me the movies are looking a little bit more digitized, a little bit more artificial is, I guess, the word I'm looking for. Like it's all just... before I almost was about to say the movies look like they're more scripted, but of course they're scripted, but it looks like you can tell they're scripted. So maybe what I'm trying to say is the acting has gotten worse, but I don't know if it's, maybe the acting has gotten worse. But with Dune, for example, like Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya, with all the other actors, it's fine. I don't have this problem. But with Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya, because they're kind of like they have this personal brand, it's hard to really believe that they're those characters. And for a lot of movies, because they have to have these big actors, maybe that's what it is. But it's also, even when they don't have big actors, the movies just seem less authentic than they used to. The older movies, like there was this movie Without a Shadow of a Doubt, really good. Basically, I think it's a black and white movie. If I'm not if I'm forgetting if that's just we watched it in black and white or if the movie's only available in black and white. That was our version. But basically, there's this movie that it's pretty old. The fact that I watched it in black and white is wild. It's pretty old. So I didn't watch it when it first came out, but I'm just saying, very, very good. And like, I'm just like using movies like that, Citizen Kane, just looking at old movies, for example, Casino, like the characters seem like maybe the actors seem like they're improvising more. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. And that's the thing. It's a little more fabricated, but yeah. Anyways, there's a Kanye phone snatch video going around. Basically, this Karen lady who no one talked to is trying to get Kanye to say something, and she instigates it and says, "Hey Kanye, does Bianca have free will?" And basically just irritates the crap out of him. And it's very, 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 very annoying. So basically, all right. The Kanye phone snatch video, it pissed me off. There's this white, chubby lady that goes in on Kanye and says, "Hey, does Bianca have free will?" Because she's been dressing provocatively. And no one asked Kim this when, she was trying to get Kanye like put into like an institution. And so basically, we had a theory in our we had a theory basically that when Kim brought Ice Spice around like northwest, Kanye said that's messed up, and she did it anyways, and she didn't care that Ice Spice was provocative and outwardly sexual and stuff. And now Kanye is bringing Bianca sensory around with North, and Kim explicitly asked her and Kanye to just kind of like for her to cover up. And so Kanye just kind of highlighted to her like, "Oh, so you do care when this kind of stuff's around our daughter. You just don't care when it's because you're bringing it around. You care when it's me bringing it around." So, and another thing in Kanye news, he basically stole the Yeezy shades from a kid. That's just a little thing that I found out recently. He literally stole the design from another kid who basically what he did is he told this kid, "Hey, come intern for me, send me some designs and you can apply." The kid sends the designs. Kanye takes the designs, takes which ones are good, and turns them into real products and makes a bunch of money. The kid never copyrighted them. He never protected them. So, in a world where people steal ideas every single day, where our art, our inventions, and brands are constantly exposed to unethical minds, protect your ideas with one of Boston's top 3 patent lawyers right now. Go to timetopatent.com to contact them and get your ideas patented, trademarked, or copyrighted, depending on what it is. They also help with Amazon and Walmart brand registry and prototype sourcing as well. So after you start your business and get your ideas secure, you have some guidance on the next steps. That's timetopatent.com. Kanye West, $7 million Super Bowl ad. People are saying he made money. Some people are saying he lost money. In total, his sales were $19.3 million. All the items were on pre-order. So all the product is paid for out of the sales, not his own money. 294,357 contacts were acquired by Kanye for his own use, no one else's. About 4 million visitors to his site, because 6.56 conversion rate. That's what he put in the screenshot. So Kanye got 4 million hits in traffic, boosted his SEO, got about 300,000 contacts, found out which products are the favorites, got a bunch of cash, and now he's able to start ordering these products from factories under his own company name and building those relationships directly with suppliers himself, not through Adidas or another parent company. John Taylor Gatto, teacher chosen by New York Times as Teacher of the Year, 30-year career. He wrote an article in the Wall Street Journal and a book called Dumbing Us Down, basically to what I was talking about before. A lot of the time, school just teaches us basic shit at how to be good at doing busy work, taking in information and regurgitating the answers, skimming through information, collecting data, getting answers, doing work, solving problems for other people and being graded on them. It trains you to seek satisfaction in a good stamp of approval on a piece of paper from someone behind a desk in front of you. Now, the new streamer overlay and YouTube thumbnail template pack. Everything you need to start content confidently. It's going to be available on oaklandtrust.org very, very soon. Very, very soon. It might be available by the time you're watching this. Now, to Mexico and back in 36 hours. Yeah. I flew to Mexico and back in 36 hours to get a watch that I left there back. But something more important, recently I went there, and the Mayans were the first to invent the number 0 for the pyramids. They never invented the wheel. I went to the pyramids, but they never invented the steering wheel. Or the driving wheel, like the wheel on a car. But they had toys with wheels and little pull carts with wheels. And also I heard that mass agriculture had ties to massive wealth inequalities between those that own the means of production and those that consume it. So a very, very interesting philosophical topic is the veil of ignorance. A couple things that I'm just going to leave you with here today are the following. Isn't it a problem that on social media you can scroll forever? Isn't it an issue that Adin Ross shoots his Tesla truck and he basically almost shot his own leg for attention? By the way, also, just a couple quick basic little rundowns. Mitch McConnell stepped down from Senate. Second largest Texas wildfires, 850,000 acres were burned. Yeah, no one believes this fact when I first explain it. They always call me a liar. All humans are 99.6% genetically identical. That's a fact. We're only 0.04% difference. So the veil of ignorance is like assuming that when you make the rules, that you might be in the worst off class of people. How would you make the rules then? Okay, so I think a lot of people should take into account that I don't think a lot of people are doing that these days. I don't think we're taking the lowest class into account. But yeah, I think that is a show, ladies and gentlemen. We've been going for almost an hour, so I have to wrap it up. But good day and good night, and I'll see you guys next time.